What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to do an exercise to overview dumbbell lateral raises. This is one of my favorite exercises. It allows you to build those shoulders really well. Gives you that calf off look and improves your overall aesthetics, because one of the things that's going to determine how we look is our shoulder to waist drop ratio. Obviously, if we have bigger shoulders, it improves that ratio. So without anything else being said, let's go ahead and jump into that first exercise. The first video that you're going to see here is me just doing a near perfect form on lateral raises. Now, you guys do not have to use very much weight on these. I really want to make sure that everything's locked in. You pinch those shoulder blades back together and down so that you minimize that trap involvement. You're also going to be bringing your arms out wide and a little bit in front of you. I don't, however, want you to go super wide like you'll see in this video. This one right here, my arms are going a little bit too wide. It's a little bit too strict. And I feel as though that right there doesn't allow for you to contract the muscle in the most optimal way. So make sure you keep those arms in a neutral position. In this next video, you're going to see me overusing my traps way too much. Basically, my traps are taking over. I'm pulling my arms in. This is usually what happens whenever you get really tired, because it's easier to get the weight up because you're using another muscle group, guys. We want to focus on those lateral delts. Traps we can work in more optimal ways and other ways. So make sure that we're keeping those arms out. And one of the ways that I want you to focus on doing this is, as you'll see in this video right here, is acting like you're reaching under an object. In this case, I have a bar set up. If you need to actually set up a bar like this and feel it, I promise you're going to feel it immediately in that lateral delt. You should feel that during your exercise as well. The next thing that you're going to see here is, just like in the weight room, we see people using 30, 35, 40, even upwards of 50 pounds while they're doing these lateral raises. And to me, that's absolutely senseless. It doesn't make any, it's not a good idea, because it's gonna raise your risk of injury, and it's gonna use the wrong muscle groups. You can see here that my traps are pinching really hard, and I don't have any control over the weight. And whenever you don't have any control over the weight, you're not using your muscle in a good, in a controlled manner that will allow for that muscle to contract very well and get good development out of it. So let's make sure we keep those weights relatively low so that we can make sure to stay safe, number one, and get optimal development. Now, with that being said, there is an exercise called a cheat lateral. I highly recommend that you give it a try once you've perfected your standard lateral. This cheat lateral, what it is you're going to use weight that's a little bit higher. I probably wouldn't recommend using 40s. I just got a little bit lazy, didn't want to go grab a little bit lighter weight. But you're using heavier weight, and you're going to almost cheat that weight up. You're going to swing it up a little bit, but you have to control that weight down the entire time. So I still have some semblance of control there. These should be immediately followed by your standard laterals so that you can fatigue those lateral delts as well. All right, next I want to talk about some intensity techniques that we can do, some more advanced techniques whenever you feel as though you've absolutely mastered it and you want to take your lateral raises to the next level. The next thing that you're going to see here is going to be me doing something called a 1.5 rep. What this does is it increases the time under tension on my shoulders and allows for me to emphasize that top portion of the rep whenever that muscle is most contracted. The next one that you're going to see as well is going to be a time under tension lateral raise. Essentially, I will not be going all the way down to the bottom. What this does is it doesn't allow me to rest and allows for that blood to pool in my muscle and to give me a little bit more of a pump, fatigue the muscle a little bit faster, and give me more development. The next thing I'm going to be showing you right here are going to be high lateral raises. You're going to go a little bit higher than you normally would. Basically, the goal is to minimize your trap involvement. Your trap involvement will increase whenever you do these, but we want to minimize that as much as possible. You see my shoulders kind of starting to shrug almost in this exercise. The next exercise you're going to see is thumbs up lateral raise. Some people are able to feel this significantly more. Whenever you start to look at the research, it tells us that whenever our hands are pronated or our thumbs turned down, we do get a little bit more lateral delt involvement. However, I have met some people that whenever they raise their thumbs up like this, they do involve that lateral delt. They feel a little bit better. Ultimately, I want you guys to choose the technique that you personally feel the best. The next thing I'm going to show you is I call them turnover lateral raises. Some people call them pitcher pores. Essentially, the whole point of this is that you're going to raise up in a supinated grip, and then you will pronate down or turn your thumb down, increasing the time under tension, but ultimately minimizing that trap involvement. You're going to notice a trend through this entire video. Those traps should not take over. Make sure that my shoulder blades stay pinched in the back, and what that turnover is going to do is it's going to change the position of my shoulders slightly so that we can work it in a little bit different way. And if you've never tried these before and you've been doing lateral raises for a long time, I promise you're going to feel them the next day. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this exercise guide. I want to keep these nice and short and sweet. If there's anything you feel like I missed or that you have any questions on, let me know down in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the very next one.